Guys, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono. Last time we visited Marbule and got ourselves access to some trap elements. Then I showed you how to use them, stole some new elements, trapped some new elements. Then we went to visit Water Dragon Isle in Homeworld. And of course I forgot something else. After finishing the events in the boat, their element selection has changed. They've got access to some new things, including Recover All, Cure Plus we need to pick up, Gravitone we now have access to. Hellbound is basically another version of Hell Soul. It inflicts instant death. This one I believe I have a value for. I believe it's a 40% chance of inflicting instant death, which is not terrible, but I'm going to keep talking until I can slowly scroll up my notes because I have 33 pages of bloody notes, and if I deselect the Chrono Cross window, it cuts all the music off and pauses everything. So I had to give you that long explanation so I can go up and check my notes, and it is indeed a 40% chance of instant death. So that's a thing. There's photon beams here if you want those, and the almighty meteor shower. Definitely want to pick up these. It's a level 4 element that attacks all enemies. It's actually really powerful, and it'll be our best bet going into Water Dragon Isle. We also have access to all of the buffs and debuffs over here. If you care to pick them up again, you can if you want. Eventually, I will probably pick up some additional strengthens and eagle eyes. Yeah, I have the money now. I use strengthen and eagle eye more than anything else, so I like to have extras just in case I want to set things up or have multiple characters set up instead of just 3 if I'm like swapping them out, which eventually I will do. Anyway, with that being said, let's head back to Homeworld and Water Dragon Isle. Okay, and we're back here. Now, once you go up there, the sequence starts, and you, I believe, at that point are not able to leave, but I did forget to pick up this, so I wanted to make sure that I remembered to do so. There is a piece of iron hidden behind the waterfall here. It's my rush to get to the ending, because I knew where I was going to end the episode. I neglected to do that. So let's turn on fast forward, since we already know what's going to happen here. And yeah, it's an interesting way of setting things up here. They've given us, consequences to our actions. They killed everyone. This one doesn't even respond. You do not cherish the treasures of nature as we do. Be gone with you. And here we fight various amounts of dwarves. Now, the dwarves here are, as you might expect them to be. We'll get Surge buffed up here with Eagle Eye. They're very similar to their forms previously. The only difference here is they have a different drop table. And Surge can still pretty much annihilate them. Here's Arrow Blaster. We'll take a look at that new element here. Very powerful, that one, especially against a yellow innate. And since they're just going to continue to play the music through here, I'm going to finish off most of the rest of the enemies off screen. But do know that one of them, I think it's the Daffy Dwarf, can drop Electro Bolt elements. So I'm going to finish off the rest of the groups here, and then I'll see you in a moment. And we're back. Now, there are 2 of the dwarves that had little bits of dialogue. One of them said something about wanting us to die in the sea with the Faeries or something like that, and the other ones asked why we were taking their new land as well. There's a few that aren't quite dead yet. Oh, I remember how to get that one. I was like, wait a minute, how do I get that again? Yeah, I remember, I figured it out. I actually don't have the map open, but that's fine. What about you? No, unfortunately, that one is long gone. We get a nimble hello. It's one of the few treasure chests in the game that you get it, and it doesn't disappear. It's kind of weird that way. And there's one up here. Seems like that one didn't make it either. So I guess all that's left is to go up here.
I knew you'd come.
Yeah, apparently they knew that we would come and steal their new lands as well, which they're stealing. This ends now with your death. And here we get round 2. This is basically the same fight as before. Now, I neglected to mention this before because we were just squeaking through that fight before. Hi-Ho Chorus can only be used if there are 5 of them left. So if you take out 2 of them, because there's a whole bunch this time, then you will negate them being able to target everyone all at once. Now, the way I want to set this up is I want Lena to be able to attack you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Kid put 1 Eagle Eye on Lena. And then have her target the middle one. I think the middle one has a little more HP, not by a lot. They each have, I think, 100 and some HP. 100, 150, somewhere in that kind of range. So the new meteor shower element that we got there is going to be pretty effective here. The other option we had was to use Earthquake, but they are all yellow elemental, so that wouldn't have worked as well. Alright, you already did that. I forgot to put a second Eagle Eye on you, so that doesn't matter. So Surge will just attack. And I guess finish off most of them. Yeah, the advantage here of having Meteor Shower makes all the difference because you can do so much damage to these guys all at once. And Surge can just kind of pick the rest of them off now. They don't have enough HP left to survive. Not nearly as challenging as it was last time. But it does give us our 12th star level. And I got crap with Surge, but this isn't the file I'm keeping, so that's fine. I got some strength with Kid there. And, ew, just HP. And, yeah, so it's the Daffy Dwarves that have a common Electrovolt drop. I think that's 5 that I've managed to pick up now. Upheaval is the common drop from the Dwarf. Rare ones would have been Copper or Leather for 5 minutes. Cannot allow us to be defeated here. Come after us if you want to save the Faeries. That's the only time any of those ever get named. And they can survive massive... Okay, most of them can survive... Oh, there we go. Most of them can survive falls from ridiculous heights. Now, up here just leads back outside. I'm not exactly sure why this path is here, because there's nothing up here. But anyway. Some more dwarves to take down. And there's a couple of paths over here. I'm trying to remember which one leads to the item and which one leads to a whole lot of nothing. That one leads to nothing. So let's finish these guys off. Okay, we finished off those guys, so let's just pop through here. And let's grab... Oh yeah, it's a magic ring. I don't remember what it was, but I missed out on the magic ring on this side. Oh, I didn't bring Kid to steal, that's why. We don't get to fall from massive heights. Instead, we get to climb all the way down. A lot of waterfalls around. It seems like there's a path under there, but I'm not going to fight you. Whatever. You can stay there. There's some guarding a save point there, and underneath the waterfall, you can see this one is not very well hidden, but there appears to be more dwarves hiding more treasure hidden in holes in the ground. Okay, finished off that fight, and we get a scaly dress, which I don't think has any value. Do note, I cleared out the rest of the enemies off screen. Do note that if you use a save point up above, you are locked in here, and you will not be able to leave until you finish the events here. Alright, I made some slight changes to my setup, and we will go over that when we get into this, but will not find us so easy to defeat. We already did. So you're gonna kill me. Didn't I just beat you guys twice, though? I don't know where the hell that came from, but they got a tank. Okay, fair enough. That would give me a little more confidence, too. The tank and the two dwarves around it, nothing really to worry about. You want to target most of your damage on the tank itself. Interestingly enough, the tank has better physical defense than it does magical defense. So you would think you'd want to, add Magnify here and try and do as much magical damage as possible. However, it's got a pretty powerful elemental attack too, so we don't really want to do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to target the main body with my attacks, and then use all targeting attacks to deal damage to the side enemies there as well. In this case, though, I want to get as many arrow blasters off as possible, because once I have them all off, I'm going to use Diminish to negate this guy's ability to deal damage to me. So we're going to start with Kid here, and target the tank. Yeah, nice damage there. No, I don't want to target you. I want to target the tank. Yeah, these guys, I believe, will heal the tank if you let them, but they do so little damage to you, and we can deal enough damage to the tank if we get enough hits in. Now, unfortunately, it set up Elemental Shot before I could hit it again. I would like to hit it a couple more times. Now, what it does there with Elemental Shot is it chooses a random element, and then it damages you. And in this case, it can inflict a status effect. It has put her to sleep. Didn't know you could do that, but okay. Alright, we're going to Arrow Blaster the tank again. I was hoping to get a third one off before I hit Diminish, but okay, that's fine too. We will use Kid to set up Diminish so we don't take any more damage. Its physical attacks aren't much to worry about, so I wouldn't bother. There's nothing worth stealing from any of the enemies in here. Do I have a good all-targeting attack? No, I don't. Well, Diminish it is. I was going to try and get off a Meteor Storm before I set this up, but oh well. I do need to get some characters in here to do things. We're just going to defend to get as much stamina back as we can. Now, you can target the side dudes as well if you want, but I'm not as worried about the side guys, even though they can heal the boss, just because... Oh, there we go, we woke up. A little late, but at least she woke up. Alright. I missed. Dash and Slash is one of the few things that'll still do decent damage, so let's hit them with that. And most of the rest of the fight is just going to be us using physical attacks and then an all-targeting attack, like, in your case, Meteor Shower. And I think I'm going to have Kid follow up by healing. I probably should have done the healing first so that I would have more white on the field, but that's fine. See, we've diminished it, so it's doing half the damage that it was doing before. So let's go for the Recover All, so that Lena's all healed up, and we keep the field effect in place. And unfortunately, we have no choice but to defend there. And Elemental Shot this time is going to be green. This will have the ability to probably inflict poison. Glad I healed, especially since you're targeting her again. Took substantially less damage this time, which is good. And yeah, let's have you attack this guy a few times. What else do I have here? Another meteor shower. Let's go for that. Got 2 whites on the field. Do a little more damage at least. It's a somewhat dangerous fight in the sense that the enemies are relatively powerful, but at the same time, oh, never mind. But at the same time, it really relies on that single elemental shot to deal huge damage, and then doesn't really do anything else. We're just so much more powerful than they are now. So, well, there's that. You don't have to kill the side guys. I wonder if I get the drops for them now. That'll be interesting to figure out. And we get star level 13. There was no mini star up in between level 12 and 13. I'm not exactly sure why, but got more strength, and more strength. If you look at it, Lena is supposed to be a mage. She has almost as much strength as she does magic, and she has the same amount as Kid does, or 1 less. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. And yeah, basic items for drop, all stuff that we've seen before. This is one of the few times that I'm going to complain about the music. This song means a lot to this game, and it does not fit here. Forest is not yet dead. The Hydra is not extinct. She had a whelp, or an offspring. Forest is alive. There is still hope. Nothing you do can change that. We must make amends for the rest of our lives. Children of the planet can live together in peace, huh? Now, obviously, this is going to change a lot depending on whether you got that cutscene with Rasley earlier on in the game. The other aspect of things, this is Rosetta. If you bring Rasley to this scenario and you take too long to get down here, Rosetta will perish. She dies. I'm not going to go into spoilers on what that means, but that happens, and it triggers the ability to get Rasley's level 7 tech. In terms of the amount of time it takes, I think you just have to basically kill all the enemies. If you skip a bunch of the enemies and race your way all the way down here, then she will still live. But you have to go relatively quickly. I don't know what determines it, because I never bring Rasley here, because the cutscene, the bonus cutscene that you get, is far more valuable than a level 7 tech. But anyway, yeah, they've left. Wait right here for a moment. We need to go in just for a little bit here. And I'm basically going to ignore the fact that this song plays here, because it means so much more when we hear it later. This song we've heard before. I have no problem with this song. Welcome, Son of Man. One downside, well, I think I listed 3 when I was writing up parts of my review for the end of the game as I finished my test run. There's 3 elements of the soundtrack that bothered me. One of them is the fact that they reuse a number of songs in places that diminishes the ability of that song to have impact at a later date. And so this is entirely a personal perspective for me, but for me, that song does not belong at that location. There are plenty of other songs you could have played there. That did not fit. Not to say that it wouldn't work there, it just works so much better at another place, and I want that isolated. There's 2 spots in the game that I think that song really works, and those are 2 of the best sequences in the entire game. Anyway, I'm ranting, so let's get on with talking to this big, giant, what the fuck dragon. This is the water dragon. This is but a trifle for we sleeping dragons who have dwelt upon the land for ages. The new portrait for the water dragon is interesting. I like it. Can't remember what the old one looked like, to be quite honest, but I like it. The land thou seek is the home to the fire dragon. Unless you quench his red blazes, it will prove a difficult journey. Oops, I skimmed through that a little fast. It was something to do with his breath. Take my icy breath. And for doing that, Surge has bestowed with the ice breath. Take my subordinate as well. Shall be useful in holding back the fire dragon of Mount Pyre. The Frog Prince. This is a summon element. This is why we didn't need to buy a trap for it, because, well, we get one for free for doing this side quest. Interesting. Yeah, they use it again. Said they were chased out of the forest by humans and they drifted down to our island, so humans are to blame. You'll notice here that even though I didn't bring her, Rasley is in the party. Or with the party, right? Village, our friends have been made victims. Why can't humans live in harmony with nature? Because humans are extremely short-sighted. And that's kind of all there is to that. Come back to us. You don't have to be with these humans. Can't betray them by coming back. Yes, the fairy Rosetta is Rasley's sister. Hence why, if you take too long getting down there and Rosetta perishes, that's going to have a substantial impact on Rasley. Since you're in our party and, well, we caused so much issue here, she doesn't feel like she can go back. Give this to Rasley. Rasley's right there. I'm assuming it's supposed to be give that thing or something to Rasley. This whole sequence is kind of off to me. And for having Rosetta survive, either by going fast enough or by... in order to get her Rasley's level 7 tech, you have to make sure that you go slow enough that Rosetta dies. If you want to get the Wisp Cape, you need to either not bring Rasley, or bring Rasley and take too long, and have Rosetta, and go fast enough that Rosetta doesn't die. My brain does not function. This island is your home now and forever. You've settled your feelings. Come back to us. And with that, we finish off. I want to take this one, I want to take this one, and I want to take this one. Let's head back to the village. Interesting. The information that I have is wrong. The information that I have says that you can get this on the path where you have Razzie. You just need to not bring her. I miss out on that cutscene. Luckily, I have a file on the Do Not Save Kid path where I'll be able to show that off. But I didn't realize that was the case here. God, the information for this game is very suspect. My test run wasn't as complete as some of my other ones. I didn't take the alternate paths because I already knew how they played out, so I thought, and I had all the information. So I just played through the one path and knew when I needed to make choices and decisions. That's very interesting. This has happened multiple times and we're barely begun this LP. I am surprised the information is so inaccurate pretty much everywhere. By the way, since we saw that one cutscene that was glitched up, there has been an update to the remastered videos mod. So I've downloaded that. I don't know if it fixes that one that's screwed up, but hopefully there won't be any more issues like that throughout the rest of the game. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have like visual issues changing kind of the tone of the game, so I didn't add the background textures pack because like I said, I don't want it to disrupt from the tone of the game, because the tone of the game is very important. Music and atmosphere, they do a lot for this game, and being interrupted by laughing at stupid things, well, that would kind of kill the mood now, wouldn't it? Anyway, we got access to the Ice Breath, and before we go over to Mount Pyre, I do have the note in there to go do all my shopping. It's just built in with a different part of my walkthrough. Oh well, that's fine. Anyway, there's one thing we can do now that we have the Ice Breath. Ground here is hot. Vegetation won't be able to grow. The Ice Breath serves as a key item. Ground has cooled down. Vegetation can grow here again. Okay, I'm sure that'll be important, never. Anyway, with that being said, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Dealt with the dwarves once again, got the Ice Breath, and realized that the information on this game is severely lacking. Anyway, I will be able to show off the cutscene that features Kid. I was just going through my head, making sure that I am not lying up my ass. But yes, I will be able to show the other cutscene. And yeah, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, we're going to continue this path, the Save Kid path, all the way through Mount Pyre. And, well, we heard about it. Fort Dragonia lies beyond Mount Pyre. We're going to go all the way up to a certain point. At this point, you will know if you have played the game before. Once I've done that, I will go and show all the different variations that come from doing this path in a very different way. Both of those require being on the Do Not Save Kid path. Anyway, that's pretty much all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.